Hello, everyone. Have you ever questioned the legitimacy of Harry and Meghan's children? Are they genuinely heirs to the royal throne? Or have we been presented with a narrative full of inconsistencies? What if I told you that a growing number of people believe Archie and Lilibet may not exist in the way we have been led to believe? In fact, could these children be nothing more than a carefully constructed illusion designed to evoke sympathy and maintain public attention on their highly controversial parents? Today, we delve into this intriguing debate. In this video, we will delve into the intriguing mystery surrounding these so-called invisible children. We will examine the reasons behind the scarcity of their photographs, the difficulty in obtaining a clear view of them, and the couple's insistence on promoting this narrative without providing the answers the public seeks. Are these children truly real? Or is there something far more unsettling unfolding behind the scenes? Stay with me as we analyze the truth, the deception, and everything in between. But before we dive into the controversy, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Consider this for a moment. When was the last time you saw a genuinely clear photograph of Archie and Lilibet? In an era dominated by social media and relentless paparazzi coverage, how is it that, after all these years, so few images of them exist? Every time Meghan and Harry make a public appearance, the attention is drawn to everything except their children. And on the rare occasions when we do catch a glimpse, the images are either blurry or carefully positioned to obscure their faces. Isn't that rather peculiar? Let's delve into this entire scandal and uncover what might really be going on. Let's be frank about this. Meghan and Harry have repeatedly claimed they want transparency. Yes, they have asked for privacy, but at the same time, they have also positioned their children as part of the royal legacy. However, the same couple that insists on media boundaries also appears to showcase their children whenever it suits their narrative. And yet, despite this, we have never seen clear, undeniable evidence of them in the way one would expect from members of the royal family. It's not just that there are few pictures, it's something more than that. So, what exactly is going on here? The few pictures that have been shared only seem to raise more questions than answers. Take a closer look at the images of Archie and Lilibet that have been released. What stands out the most? The children never appear to look the same in every photo. One moment, Lilibet seems like a toddler, and the next, she appears noticeably older. As for Archie, sometimes he is smiling, while at other times his face is conveniently obscured. Why is that? Some believe this is all part of a carefully planned strategy by Meghan and Harry. They understand the power of perception and control over their public image. But what is their real motive? Let's explore this further. Meghan and Harry clearly understand the power of mystery. The fewer the images, the greater the intrigue. But that doesn't mean the public should be misled by it. People deserve honesty. And in this regard, Meghan and Harry have fallen short. Now, let's take a moment to compare their approach with how other members of the royal family handled their children. Consider Prince William and Catherine. How many photos have we seen of Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis? Their faces are everywhere, with no secrecy or mystery surrounding them. And what's more, their presence in public life feels natural and transparent. So why is it so different when it comes to Archie and Lilibet? William and Catherine's children look exactly like their parents. No sudden changes in age, no odd angles or obscured faces. Everything is clear and undeniably real. So why do Harry and Meghan believe they can get away with doing things differently? And more importantly, why is this facade allowed to continue? Could it be that they actually want people to question the very existence of their children? Or perhaps, just perhaps, there is something even more unsettling they are trying to conceal. I'll leave that for you to decide. But here's the real question. What if these children aren't even theirs? What if this entire situation has been carefully staged, presenting the world with an illusion rather than the truth? Illusion using their so-called children as pawns to gain sympathy and keep the public interested. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but think about it. Could they be faking the existence of their children for attention, for money, for power? After all, this is the same. Meghan Markle, who has managed to turn every aspect of her life into a performance for the cameras, she's built an empire out of her victimhood, and now she's playing the same game with her children. The media can't get enough of this mystery, and neither can we but shouldn't. The truth should always take precedence over mere spectacle. With that in mind, we turn to you, our audience. What are your thoughts? Are we being misled into believing these children are real? Or is there a more complex and unsettling reality behind the scenes? Share your opinions in the comments below, and let's open up the discussion. Now, let's delve into one of the most significant questions surrounding this entire controversy. Why have Meghan and Harry never provided the public with a simple, transparent DNA test to confirm that Archie and Lilibet are truly their biological children? Meghan and Harry have consistently asserted their role as parents, but has any concrete evidence ever been presented? Why is that? Let's take a moment to consider this. If they wish to be regarded with credibility and to uphold the legitimacy they claim, wouldn't it be in their best interest to provide undeniable proof that these children are indeed theirs? After all, their children are, by birthright, part of the British royal family, however contentious their position in the line of succession may be. Yet, despite making royal claims, there remains a noticeable absence of definitive proof. Shouldn't there be a certain level of accountability when it comes to determining who is next in line for the throne? And yet, all we have are a few unclear photographs and a multitude of unanswered questions. Meanwhile, what response do we get from Meghan and Harry? Silence. No DNA test, no official public records, just an ongoing stream of grand statements about privacy and protection from the very media they continuously engage with. Doesn't that raise some concerns? They claim to want to shield their children from public scrutiny, yet their actions suggest otherwise. They seem more than willing to use their children as leverage in their ongoing conflicts with both the royal family and the media. It is a clear case of double standards. Let's take a historical perspective. Consider the warming pan scandal of the 17th century, a controversy surrounding the legitimacy of a royal heir. At the time, public outrage erupted because people demanded proof that the child in question was indeed a legitimate successor. Sound familiar? Now, fast forward to today, and we find ourselves facing a remarkably similar situation. We find ourselves in a similar situation, but with one key difference. Today, we have the technology to provide definitive answers through a simple DNA test. So why, after years in the public eye, have Meghan and Harry not taken this basic step to offer certainty? Could there be something they are concealing? Here's the crucial point. DNA tests are widely accepted as reliable. Courts use them daily to resolve disputes over paternity and inheritance, and they are trusted as a means of establishing the truth. So why does Meghan continue to withhold what is, after all, this is merely a formality? It is not an invasion of privacy, but rather a question of transparency. If one claims royal status and a place within the family, should there not be clear proof to support such claims? Why allow speculation to persist? Why leave room for doubt and mistrust? Then again, perhaps the reason is already evident. Meghan, who has built a career on transforming her life into a spectacle, may simply thrive on the mystery. The fewer details revealed, the better. It keeps people talking, keeps the focus on. Harry, in recent times, has not exactly been known for making the most logical choices. Rather than taking responsibility and offering transparency, he appears content to let Meghan take the lead, while they both continue to capitalize on the media's relentless focus on their privacy. Now, consider this possibility. What if the true reason they refuse to provide evidence is that these children are not actually theirs? Imagine if they were concealing the truth because Meghan and Harry are not the biological parents. It may seem implausible, but given their history, one cannot help but wonder. Given their history of misleading the public, is it entirely out of the question? Furthermore, the topic of surrogacy, something Harry and Meghan have notably avoided addressing, raises additional speculation. If they had chosen that path, wouldn't a DNA test be the simplest way to resolve any doubts once and for all? And yet, here we are, still waiting for clarity. The reality is that with each passing day without definitive proof, skepticism surrounding their narrative only grows stronger. The royal family has long faced scrutiny over matters of legitimacy, and this situation is no exception. The royal family has faced scrutiny in the past, and it is difficult to believe they would simply stand by while Harry and Meghan continue their pursuits. If the couple were genuinely committed to transparency and the well-being of their children, they would put an end to this speculation once and for all. Yet, they do not. Because in the world of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, mystery equates to power. At this moment, the truth does not seem to align with the carefully crafted narrative they have constructed. Now, let's explore a question that has been on my mind for quite some time. Why do Harry and Meghan continue to? They claim to value their privacy, yet they seem to actively seek attention at every opportunity. It is truly perplexing. On the one hand, they insist they want to escape the relentless media scrutiny and the so-called toxic press, yet on the other, they consistently place themselves in the spotlight. So, what is the real story here? Consider this. They left the UK under the premise of protecting their family from the media circus. Yet how often have we seen Meghan take center stage? She regularly appears at high-profile events, publishes books, and they participate in interviews, launch new projects, and ensure that cameras are always present to capture every moment. It appears as though they want the media to leave them alone, but only on their own terms. They reject scrutiny, yet embrace the fame and influence that come with celebrity status. Is that not the ultimate contradiction? Let's not forget their lucrative deals with Netflix and Spotify, each worth millions. How does one reconcile these high-profile ventures with their supposed desire for privacy? They have built an empire on their personal drama, and the media's relentless fascination with them have become the foundation of their brand. Every project they announce, every new venture they undertake, seems designed to attract even more public attention. Yet, in every interview, they lament the very spotlight they actively seek. It appears they want to have their cake and eat it too. They have effectively transformed their private lives into a business model, leveraging their children, their past experiences, and their struggles to secure lucrative deals, all while continuing to portray themselves as victims. How convenient! But this is not merely a modern-day dilemma. This pattern is not unique to the modern era. It stretches far back into royal history. Consider the well-known example of Princess Diana. She, too, longed for privacy, but was never truly able to escape the public eye. The key distinction, however, is that Diana was deeply loved by the public, and much of the media attention surrounding her was beyond her control. In contrast, Harry and Meghan appear to orchestrate their own media spectacle, carefully selecting when to engage with the press and when to retreat, yet still condemning the media for being intrusive. It is a level of control and manipulation that Diana never manipulated the press to her advantage in the way we see today. She did not craft a media strategy to control the narrative. Now, consider Meghan's background. She is an actress, someone well-versed in leveraging the media for personal gain. Her entire career was built on performing in front of cameras, so it is hardly surprising that, after stepping away from acting, she seamlessly transitioned into turning her personal life into a public spectacle. She has never truly stepped out of the limelight, and now she uses her royal connections to further elevate her fame. Yet, rather than being upfront about this, she hides behind She uses the excuse of privacy while simultaneously benefiting from her highly public persona. If privacy were truly the goal, would they not have stepped away from the spotlight entirely by now? This raises an even bigger question. Why is Harry going along with it? At this stage, he appears to be either a willing participant or entirely influenced by Meghan's agenda. He was once someone who seemed to value and respect the legacy of the royal family, yet now he finds himself at the center of a media circus of his own creation. Every move they make feels like it appears to be a strategic move, an intentional effort to attract more followers, gain more fans, and increase public attention, all while criticizing the very family that brought them into the spotlight. So, what is truly happening here? Are they genuinely seeking peace and privacy? Or are they simply aiming to control the narrative, choosing when to engage with the public while maximizing their financial gain? The reality likely lies somewhere in between their stated desire to escape media scrutiny and their highly public actions that seem to suggest otherwise. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do Meghan and Harry genuinely seek privacy, or are they leveraging a victim narrative to benefit from their royal connections? Is this all part of a carefully crafted strategy, or are they simply uncertain about what they truly want? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to discuss. Now, let's turn our attention to a significant matter that has surrounded the Sussex family for quite some time: the legitimacy of their children in the royal line of succession. If they wish to claim royal status and expect public recognition, is it unreasonable to seek clarity on this issue? Should children who are considered part of the monarchy not be required to meet fundamental criteria? Should they not have a rightful position in the line of succession, substantiated by indisputable evidence of their entitlement? Here lies the uncomfortable reality. Archie and Lilibet have not been officially granted their place through legal recognition or formal acknowledgement. While Meghan and Harry insist that their children are just as legitimate as any other royal offspring, where is the concrete proof? Where is the formal documentation, the public affirmation of their status? There has been no substantial confirmation of Archie and Lilibet's rightful place in the line of succession, and frankly, it is difficult to accept that their position within the royal family can be asserted without addressing these fundamental concerns. Consider this: Harry and Meghan have continuously fought for recognition of their royal status, but have they genuinely demonstrated that their children belong to that world? The royal family adheres to strict protocols regarding who qualifies for royal status, with much of it relying on verifiable birthright. In such matters, there are no shortcuts. There is no room for mere declarations. When claiming that a child belongs to a family with centuries of tradition, concrete proof is required, not speculation or vague assurances. This issue extends beyond The Sussexes. The British monarchy, for better or worse, has always operated within a rigid framework governed by laws that dictate succession. Whether one agrees with them or not, these laws are clear. History has repeatedly shown how the royal family carefully controls who is entitled to inherit titles and positions within the institution. From Queen Elizabeth's refusal to recognize an illegitimate heir to the throne to the abdication of King Edward VIII for marrying a divorced woman, the monarchy's rules have never been about sentiment or diplomacy. They have always been about proving one's rightful place. As it stands, Meghan and Harry have failed to do so. What is even more concerning is their persistent effort to promote the idea that their children represent the monarchy's next generation, while sidestepping critical questions about their legitimacy. They have used their royal titles and their children's supposed position in the line of succession as leverage in their ongoing media battles. But where is the concrete evidence to support these claims? Where is the formal confirmation that Archie and Lilibet genuinely belong in the royal lineage? Without it, their assertions seem more like a strategic move than a truthful reflection of their family's place in history. Moreover, according to some reports, these children may never even live in the UK or fully experience life within the royal fold, raising further questions about their connection to the institution. If their parents constantly describe the royal environment as toxic and harmful, why would they insist on securing a place in the line of succession for their children, an institution they have been so eager to leave behind? It appears more like a strategic game, one in which they wish to retain their titles without accepting the responsibilities that come with them. If Meghan and Harry truly want their children to be recognized as part of the royal family, they must adhere to the same rules as every other royal child. A place in history cannot simply be claimed because it is convenient or beneficial to one's public image. The monarchy has always been built on lineage, legacy, and legitimacy. Without formal recognition and legal guarantees, Archie and Lilibet have no rightful place in the royal line of succession. This raises an important question. Should their claims be accepted at face value, or should they be held to the same standards as every other royal descendant? Meghan and Harry seem eager to enjoy the privileges of royal status. Yet, when it comes to providing concrete proof that their children belong within the institution, they remain noticeably silent. Why is that? This is the crux of the issue. Can they truly claim royal status for their children? Or is this simply another chapter in their ongoing media narrative? Should the royal family intervene and demand undeniable proof, or should this royal fantasy be allowed to continue unchecked? To summarize, we have examined the controversy surrounding Harry and Meghan's claims regarding Archie and Lilibet's place in the royal family. From the absence of clear, verifiable documentation to the lack of formal legal recognition in the line of succession, it is evident that many questions remain unanswered. There are many questions that remain unanswered. Are Archie and Lilibet truly as legitimate as Meghan and Harry claim, or is this simply another chapter in their ongoing media strategy? The truth remains uncertain, and perhaps it always will, until they choose to stop playing games and provide concrete proof once and for all. But what do you think? Should we simply take their word for it? Or is it time for Harry and Meghan to step up and establish their children's rightful place in the royal lineage? Should the royal family intervene, or should they allow the Sussexes to continue their narrative? Let's open this up for discussion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the Kate Middleton and The King YouTube channel, where we dive deep into royal affairs like no one else. Don't miss out on future updates, analysis, and discussions. Leave a comment, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with fellow royal watchers who are just as captivated by the drama. Let's keep the conversation going. See you in the next video.